Who can stop the eyes that stare from staring when they stare? And who can stop the fear in fearful people when they fear? Who in here would double dare to say that Ali's not the heir to Taha's knowledge? Should despair. Ali's got all that it takes, and Ali was the city's gates, and Ali stood when others fled, and Ali stayed in Taha's bed. Ali's truth, no tale, no fable. The Kaaba for him was a cradle. No expressions can express your essence. Oh, hope for oppressed ones, depressed ones from all their pains. Who is their anchor but Hussain? Ashura, you're back and asking, who will avenge the blood of my master? Who will tell of his deprival? In Karbala, what can rival such a tragedy? If you knew such calamity, and it's not new. It's of the grandson of the one who the world was made for, not anyone. Are you with me, or shall I spell it out for you simply? Allah sent Muhammad the message, and we believe it to be true. Now whether you agree or not, then that's between yourself and you. When he declared his prophecy, he asked, who will be my wasi? In other words, my deputy. And what do you know? Up stood Ali, saying, I will be your visor and your friend until the end. Khaybar was a stronghold, for the Jews a shelter. 2 attempts to open Khaybar failed up until Haydar took the flag and did not look around or look behind. Marching with that same army, he showed how he commands and lifted Khaybar from his hinges, used it as a bridge. Now tell me, why should I allow my heart to follow anyone besides him? And who says Ali is for the Shia? That's like saying Allah is for Muslims, and Jesus for Christians, and Moses for Jews, and God knows who is for God knows who. Conjectures coming from people who don't have a clue or any idea of our ideas. They think that the holy Imam al-Hussain was exclusively sent for the ones who beat their backs with bladed chains. Far from reality are these minds. They can't see Hussain was for all mankind. Hussain my love, oh Hussain my dear, my comfort in my times of fear. Hopefully somebody will shed a tear when they hear what I have to declare of your story. Here was a man who never said no to any request, except when he said that there is no God but Allah, completely rejecting all other gods and other idols. Here was a man with many titles, honorable, able, noble, unmatchable if there's better words. Here was a man who gave and gave until there was nothing left to give, so he gave his head. What more of him needs to be said? So why do you doubt? Come drink from the fountain of purity, a mountain that won't shake for an earthquake, a star that guides and he is well guided, a rope to be held on for the divided, a rose to be shared amongst friends and neighbors. For the drowning his ship is a savior, for the confused he is a bearing, and for the abused a safe haven. But would you believe the man who came to promote equal fair opportunities saw something wrong with society after Muhammad? People had changed the laws of the land. They didn't even agree on prayer or God's oneness. Some said God can be witnessed, while others argued you can't see God with the highest IQ. This religion that had come to liberate minds and encourage people's free thinking was on the brink of self-destructing. Hussain saw this. He visualized the consequences of observing silence. Peace would turn to full-scale violence. Islam would perish into abyss. From Kufa, many letters were sent to Hussain with pledges of allegiance. He went to perform Umrah for the last time, read the Quran, not Torah, for the last time. He then sent Muslim ibn Aqil. He sent him to find out what was the deal inside Kufa. Were these people worthy of trust, or were they given oaths based on lust? Muslim went and saw the situations good and replied to Hussain, who was waiting. He said, you should come to Kufa, it's safe. But after Hussain left, something changed. The people of Kufa who claimed to be Muslim, the people of Kufa betrayed Muslim ibn Aqil. Hussain was already on his way and was intercepted by Hur halfway. Hur had an army of 1,000 men sent by Yazid. They tried to convince Hussain to retreat, but he disagreed. Hussain refused, but wouldn't shed blood for small disputes, so he agreed to change his route. Hussain didn't rise for things such as ego. He had to address and show people how a few can overcome evil, how a king and a slave can be equal, and how the strong should care for the feeble, and weakness isn't weakness of the flesh, bones or muscles or how we dress. It's when we lose the ability to judge and can't show anyone around us love. When we interrupt the connection with the above and the most supreme. When good seems bad to us, bad would seem good to the eyes. These were the people on the other side, facing Hussain on that hot and sandy terrain on Ashura. He stopped at a land called Nainawa and known to the locals as Karbala. On this land where it was foretold he would move to his final abode. That's a polite way of saying killed, chest trodden on and his blood spilled. Chest trodden on and his blood spilled.